study released this month takes a look at the overall well-being of Catholic priests and certain trends in their thinking. It was published by the Catholic Project at the Catholic University of America. The authors examined everything from the quality of life of the priests to their opinions, as well as trust of the bishops and the Holy Father, Pope Leo XIV. Joining us now is one of the authors of the study, Dr. Brandon Vaidyanathan. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Sure, happy to be here.
So first, you conducted this kind of study in 2022, and then this year you did it again. What kind of changes did you see, if any?
Yeah, we tried to understand how priests are doing over time. This is the first longitudinal study of Catholic priests, and so we wanted to see how priests have changed in terms of their well-being, burnout, trust in bishops, and we do find modest improvements. So their well-being is, we have one indicator of well-being, what we call the sort of flourishing index, so their overall flourishing, and that's not really changed over time. They're doing really well. Their burnout levels have actually improved, so priests are doing better in 2025 than they were in 2022, and their trust in bishops has also gone up slightly.
Now, what were some of the positive signs, in addition to what you just mentioned, that you saw from the study?
A lot of hope in Pope Leo, which we think is a good sign. The other big finding is, we'd asked priests about their views on the synod, on synodality, and on the actual process of the synod, they're quite ambivalent. But when it comes to the practices, whatever synodality might indicate, we tried to measure that. And we looked at a number of indicators, the extent to which they're delegating authority, making decisions in consultation with parishioners, etc. The vast majority of priests are doing that. So they're really walking the synodal way, even if the term synodality might be, a little bit suspect to some of them.
What was the inspiration behind this study? And also, tell us a little bit more about why you decided to do it.
Our initial motivation was when the then president of our university, John Garvey, was in discussion with a senior leader in the church, and he had expressed this cardinal had expressed that a lot of priests seem to be worried that if they go to their bishops with any sort of concern about their ability to perform their ministry effectively, they would be thrown under the bus, they would not be helped, they would be seen as a liability. And so we wanted to really assess empirically through a nationally representative study what percentage of priests are actually worried about the extent to which they'd be taken seriously by their bishops, the extent to which their bishops would help them, etc. And so in that study in 2022, we found that 82% of priests live with a constant fear of false accusation of sexual abuse, and only a small percentage of them thought that if they went to their bishops for help, they would actually be helped. And so that was really alarming. But then we also tracked their individual well-being. We found that despite these concerns about the trust that they had in their bishops, they had pretty low levels of trust. When it came to their personal well-being, they were doing really well. And so we really wanted to assess over time, are any of these indicators changing? Is their well-being improving or declining? Are their burnout levels changing over time? Are they more trusting of their bishops now than they used to be, et cetera? And so that was the motivation for the follow-up study.
Now, one particular area of the study was on loneliness of the priesthood. What did you find?
Yeah, we did try to see how priests are doing in terms of their close social relationships with other priests, with lay people, et cetera. And we find that using one prominent measure of loneliness, a UCLA scale, something like 40% of priests are experiencing loneliness, and that is, it sounds alarming, but the general population levels are actually much higher. So priests overall are doing better than the average member of the American public.
Very fascinating study, Dr. Brandon Vaidyanathan. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.